This is KGW News at 5.
And we begin tonight with breaking news out of Battleground, Washington. A Vancouver police officer is dead, and the Oregonian reports a Clark County deputy may have unintentionally shot and killed him while trying to catch a robbery suspect. There's little information right now, but we do know it is a sad story, no matter how you look at it. We don't have a lot of answers, but we do know a family tonight is heartbroken. And before we get to what happened, we do want to share more about that officer who passed away. This is Donald Sahota. He had worked at Vancouver Police Department since 2014. Before that, he worked with Gresham Police and Port of Portland Police. He leaves behind a wife and 2 children. So here's what we know. Vancouver PD and Clark County investigators aren't saying much about what happened, but it looks like it started with a robbery at the Orchard Chevron on Northeast 4th Plain Boulevard. The Oregonian reports a man robbed a clerk at gunpoint, took off in a stolen car. Eventually, it appears the man ditched the car and was going door to door in a wooded area of Battleground. The Oregonian cites an anonymous source who said the man broke into the officer Sahota's home, who was off duty, and they got into a fight. Somewhere along the line, deputies made contact and one fired a gun, unintentionally hitting Officer Sahota and not the robbery suspect. Sahota then died. The Lower Columbia Major Crimes Team is investigating all of this, but it's important to note there's a lot of information missing from the 2 releases that we got from authorities. Much of that information that we shared from the Oregonian isn't included at all, and investigators did not connect the robbery with the shooting at Sahota's home. We're still waiting to find out who the suspect is and where he is now. We did reach out to investigators multiple times without an answer. Obviously, a very difficult day for everyone involved, and we will continue to get you information and updates in this case. Meanwhile, Vancouver Police Chief James McIlvaine released this statement today about Officer Sahota's death. He says, quote, "My heart goes out to Officer Sahota's family and friends, and those of us in the VPD family as well. His death is a tragic loss, and he will be deeply missed by many." Vancouver Mayor Anne McInerney-Ogle also sent out a statement saying her thoughts are with the officer's family, friends, and all of those who served with him. She goes on to say, quote, "I hope the community will join me as we hold Officer Sahota's family and our law enforcement community in our thoughts and hearts. To honor Officer Sahota, all flags at the City of Vancouver facilities will be lowered to half staff." In other news tonight, gun violence in Portland continues with the latest deadly shooting taking place in the Hazelwood neighborhood. Officers were called to Stark and Interstate 205 around 1:45 this morning. When they got there, they found the victim dead on Oak Street near 97th. They were unable to find a suspect and no arrests have been made. Anyone with information should contact Portland police. Portland police are also investigating a deadly crash near Southeast 101st and Division. When officers arrived, they found a pedestrian struck and killed. The driver did stay at the scene. Portland police are asking for anyone who might have seen what happened to give them a call. You may remember first hearing about Remdesivir, probably when it was used to treat then President Donald Trump with his case of the coronavirus. Well, since then, it has been shown to be really effective to fight the virus in hospital settings. Well, now the FDA has approved it for outpatient use. Our Tim Gordon reports it's welcome news, but it does come with big challenges.
Omicron carries on, and COVID patients are pushing hospitals to near capacity.
So remdesivir is a drug that acts to slow down the virus once it gets in the body.
So FDA approval of the antiviral drug remdesivir as an outpatient treatment is welcome news.
Everything that we can do to try to keep people out of hospitals right now is very important, because that is, I think, the most constrained part of our healthcare system right now is hospital beds and availability in ICUs and ventilators.
Dr. Richard Mularski is a pulmonary and critical care physician and a health research investigator at Kaiser Permanente Northwest. He says the importance of remdesivir is magnified right now because all but one monoclonal antibody treatment has not worked to fight the Omicron variant. Dr. Mularski has seen remdesivir work to slow the virus in hospital patients. Now they are identifying the best candidates for outpatient treatment with the drug. Those are patients with suppressed or compromised immune systems. Then the challenge is getting them into a 3-day run of IV treatment within a week of showing COVID symptoms for an antiviral drug that is in short supply.
They have to be given in a observed setting, and so they take healthcare resources, and those are quite limited. So everyone's struggling both with availability of drugs and with being able to get drugs into people's arms.
A challenge of timing and resources in an overloaded healthcare system. Tim Gordon, KGW News.
A large affordable housing development is coming to Eugene, giving 70 people a place to call home. Square One Village purchased 3.6 acres from property from Peace Presbyterian Church. Future residents must meet 2 different criteria in order to live there. They must earn 40 to 80% of the area median income, and they also need to understand this property is different from a normal rental.
This is a cooperative where you have a responsibility to share in the management and taking care of the facility. You are a part homeowner.
Pastor Edwards there says the partnership allows the church to have a say in the project and who Square One Village looks at for possible residents. If plans stay on schedule, people could start applying for a place in the spring or summer of next year, with a move-in date coming in the fall of 2023. A thief takes off with a Beaverton Church's one and only delivery truck. Now, members are trying to figure out how to feed their community in need. Christelle Kumwe reports.
St. Vincent de Paul runs a food pantry out of St. Cecilia Church in Beaverton.
And it's so fulfilling. My life is just so full.
The church distributes food to local pantries in the area, including Unity of Beaverton. Gail Key Benson has run the pantry here for 27 years.
It just gives me such a joy. It's like I have 100 friends every day come and see me. We serve anyone that needs to be served. The homeless, those that don't make enough money to live.
In 2020, they saw the need double and fed up to 30,000 people in the community. Last year, they were able to help 17,000 people.
Every day when I go home, it's like I've just had this fabulous day.
But not last Sunday.
And that's when this whole mess thing started.
Our van was stolen.
Bridget Kyle with St. Vincent de Paul says a security camera captured the moment people broke into the office at St. Cecilia's to steal keys before their one and only truck they depend on for the deliveries disappeared.
So we are suspending night pickups for a few weeks until we figure out how best we can go forward.
They now rent a van, which is not cheap for the strictly donor-run organization, but they're grateful to still be able to provide much-needed support in spite of the circumstances.
All things considered, we're still up and running. We just have to adjust and change up what we're doing for a while.
We've been taking care of this far. I'm sure God's not going to give up on us now.
If you spot this yellow box truck with the St. Vincent de Paul logo on the side, contact the Beaverton Police Department. The pantry at Unity of Beaverton is currently accepting food donations. I'm Christelle Kumwe for KGW News.